Hi there, this is one of the videos that I'm doing on binomial times binomials, or FOIL. In this one, I chose to make all my signs positive so that you get really good at the idea of FOILing. And then when you do the next video, I start to throw in some negatives and some other interesting stuff. So let's get started. If you looked at the previous one, I showed you about 3 different ways to do it. I'm probably going to stick to either using what I call Brian's method or the FOIL. If you have questions about doing it vertically, hey, you know what? You probably know me. You can email me and we can practice that one together. So let's do these first ones using what I call Brian's method. And that is FOIL, but going step by step. So first times first, and all we do is just write down what goes. So it's first one in this bracket times the first one in this bracket. Now we want to do outsides. So that's going to be n times 3. And then we're going to do insides. 2 times n. Put brackets there to make it look alike. And then we got 2 times 3 for last. Now, if you're going a little crazy where this came from, figure out where the previous video is and watch that, because I go through a nice little detailed explanation of why they're called first, outside, inside. All right, so anyway, all we did there was organize. Now I'm going to multiply all of these through. N times n is n squared. N times 3, we're going to write it as 3n because that's just normally what you do is you put the variable first. And we got 2n and we got 6. So this line is kind of organizing. This one is your multiplication, but you're not finished. You need to look, and if you look at these two, those are like terms. We can put those together. So n squared plus, at this point, when you're combining like terms, you're adding or subtracting, depending on what the signs are now, because this whole assignment is all with adding. It's going to be add them together. So 3n and 2n is 5n. And then we bring in the plus 6. Now, where did those suddenly appear from? Well, truthfully, there was a plus there, there was a plus there, there was a plus there, there was a plus there. So all we get is pluses. All right, let's do another one down here. F-O-I-L. N times n, first one here, first one there. And then we have first outsides. It's going to be n times 2. Now my insides, 1 times n. And my last is 1 times 2. Now I just noticed up here, I used 2 sets of brackets. Here I used 1. Either one is fine. N squared is 2n. I'm going to put 1n. You can just put n, that's cool. And 2. So we've only got 1n squared. Circling my middle terms, plus 3n plus 2. Ta-da! When you do FOILing, if you've done it all, you know it's almost always going to be those middle terms that go together. If you go through the videos, there's some at the end where I've created questions where that doesn't happen, but most of the time it's going to be the 2 middle terms that you're going to combine. All right, let's work over here. Now, I'm done like this. Now I'm going to do just regular FOIL like I normally would. 2x times x is 2x squared. There's the f. Now outsides plus 2x. Now I do insides, 5 times x plus 5x. And then I do last, 5 times 1. If you can't multiply monomials as quick as I was doing, go back, review, find the stuff on monomials. That's the key to this. If you can't multiply them easily, this is not going to be pretty for you. We've got 2x squared. It's only x squared. My middle terms, 2x and 5x, is going to give me plus 7x plus 5. And there we go. I'll even circle it. 3 times 8 is 24y squared. 3 times 12 plus 36y. And then we do insides plus 56y plus 7 times 12 is 84. Oh, 36 plus 56. 6 and 6 is 2. Carry the 1. It's 892. And there we go. All right, those ones were pretty hard. Let's flip down here and see if there's some nice, easier ones to do. Oh, I guess I should have done this one. X times x is x squared. And then we get plus 4x. There's my outsides. Plus 4x plus 16. Middle terms combined. X squared plus 8x plus 16. All right, p plus 2, 4p plus 10. P times 4p is going to give me 4p squared. P times 10 plus 10p. So there's my first, there's my outside. Now we're going to do inside plus 8p and plus 20. 4p squared, because that's the only p squared I have. These two plus 18p plus 20. Here's a quick tip. Normally when you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial, you end up with a trinomial. So 2 terms times 2 terms most often will give you 3 terms as your final answer. Again, I can be sneaky and make some questions where it doesn't work out that way, but probably 95% of the time, it's going to work like that. 95% of the time, it's going to be those 2 middle terms that you'll be able to put together. All right, we got C, 6c plus 5, and 2c plus 9. Here we go. 6c times 2c is 12c squared. Outsides, 6c times 9, 54c. Now we go insides. 5 times 2c is plus 10c, and 5 times 9 plus 45. Oops, I was going to put a c there, but there's no more c's. 12c squared plus 64c plus 45. Last one. Okay, students get freaked out by this, but this is where your knowledge of exponents is going to help you out. All this means is whatever's in my brackets, I need to write it twice. So I'm going to be really lazy, and I'm just going to put 6x plus 2. So this 6x plus 2 times 6x plus 2 is equivalent to that little squared there. But by writing it out twice, I can easily make it into a FOIL question, or a binomial times a binomial. 36x squared plus 12x plus 12x plus 4. 36x squared plus 24x plus 4. And there we have it. If this is not comfortable, you could do it again, or you could go online. I'm sure there's all kinds of tutorials and practice that you can do. But if you can find them, do ones that have just positives in them. Even if you had a whole list and you just picked out the ones that had just positives. To get really good at the foiling part, how to connect everything. And then, like I said, in the next couple of videos, I'm going to start throwing negatives in there. And then it becomes really cool because you got to watch your signs.